Photo?
Oh, it's a video.
Okay.
I was supposed to take the photos. Okay, but video also good. Mountain right there.
This is Tilicho Lake. It sits at an altitude of 5,000 meters. It is one of the absolute highest lakes on the planet. It's surrounded by giant walls of ice and some of the highest mountains in the world. And, like many of Nepal's natural wonders, it's only reachable on foot. On most treks, climbing this high up into the Himalaya takes you multiple weeks. But the Tilicho Lake Trek is special. Our goal: climb all the way up to the lake and back down again within just 2 days.
Namaste, Tashi Lake, and welcome back to the Man Who Stared at Mountains. Today we have quite a special video for you. We will show you the shortest high altitude trek you can possibly do in Nepal. And to keep this video short as well, let's switch right over to the animation to show you our plan.
We are at the northern slopes of the Annapurna Range in central Nepal. The trail starts in Khangsar, a small village near the town of Manang. From here, we hike to Tilicho Base Camp on day 1, spend a very short and very cold night there, and start the final ascent long before sunrise on day 2, hoping to reach the lake early enough to safely make it all the way back down before dark. The trails are steep, the nights are cold, the tea houses are crowded, and the air is thin. Very thin. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how difficult this trek really is, where to sleep, how to actually get there, how it compares to other longer treks in Nepal, and, most crucially, how to avoid altitude sickness. But for now, let's get going. From Khangsar, it's just 45 minutes until you reach a beautiful red brick gompa, and another 20 minutes up and you reach Shree. Kharka is a number of big comfortable lodges, so it's a good place for a tea break or lunch break, or depending on when you arrive there, it's probably also a great place to stay. But for us, since we arrived there at only 10:30, we only had a coffee break there. And maybe some people would say a beer break, but I'm not sure about that. And then later on, a little lunch. And now we're back on the trail. We had to climb another 40 minutes up. One section, especially after suspension bridge, was insanely steep, really very steep. But now it's flat, and then later on I can already see that from here the trail goes downhill through some very interesting looking rock formations and I think a landslide area. So that might be a bit tricky.
Entering into the landslide area.
after reaching the high point of the day, the trail finally eases. For about an hour, it gently descends through an impressive rocky landscape, crossing several landslide zones along the way. These sections are no joke. The ground here is not stable and every step needs attention. Once past the landslides, the final 30 minutes to Tilicho Base Camp are almost flat. Tilicho Base Camp isn't a real village, but it has several surprisingly modern lodges. In peak season, especially during Nepali holidays, this place can get extremely crowded. Most trekkers turn in early because long before sunrise, the climb to Tilicho Lake begins. We started exactly 5 this morning. We're walking about 1 hour now. I expect a climb of 2.5 to 3 hours. It was very cold, but slowly but steadily the mountains in our backs start to light up, or well, the sky behind them.
Very close to the mountains.
This is a very tough climb indeed. So the first half almost is quite gradually, not that bad. But then, and this is what pretty much knocked me out, there's a series of switchbacks taking you up about 300 to 400 vertical meters, and that pretty much vertical. And once you finally did that, you hike around the corner, and then you have another like 1.5 kilometers to walk over very gentle hills. So the path up here is not difficult at all, the trail, but you will be absolutely knackered by then. And now finally, after 3 hours and 10 minutes, I can see some shacks
which are, I guess, tea shops. And we're probably like 300 meters away from the lake.
Tilicho Lake. And it is right there. There you go.
Lake was actually really beautiful. Middle it's blue and teal, and on the left side you have the Grand Barrière with the glaciers coming down into the lake and reflecting from the lake. It's really very pretty. It's actually also quite tranquil, minus the 100 plus tourists. But yeah, now we're almost down again. The way down took me 2 hours, but you can do it a lot faster. I think 1.5 hours are also very possible if you're fit. And yeah, that's the trail to Tilicho Lake. Now, is it worth it? I have to think a little bit about that. But the good news for you is you don't need to wait for that, because you will see our summary right now.
As you've seen, reaching Tilicho Lake within 24 hours is absolutely possible. If you're fit and properly acclimatized, the trek can be done in 2 days. Although adding a second night makes it a lot more relaxed. Whether we will actually make it all the way back to Khangsar today though is still an open question. Getting here isn't especially complicated, but it's definitely tough on your backside. Most trekkers arrive by jeep. The drive to Manang takes around 11 to 14 hours, with Khangsar another half an hour further. Buses are available, but they take significantly longer. In terms of permits, you only need the ACAP ticket, currently around $25 US. A guide is optional. Navigation is easy, but guides can be helpful, especially in the landslide zones and when lodges at Tilicho Base Camp are fully booked. Tilicho Base Camp, at roughly 4,100 meters, is also the highest place you can sleep at. The high point of the trek is the viewpoint at the lake itself at around 5,000 meters. Technically, the trail is easy. The real challenge comes from the altitude and a few steep sections, particularly the switchbacks starting halfway between base camp and the lake. Because of that, safety here depends almost entirely on acclimatization. Spending at least 2 full days in Manang is absolutely essential, and only starting the treks if you have no symptoms by then. Altitude sickness is real, and on this very route it has killed people. If something does go wrong, help is easier to organize than on more remote treks. Road access, jeep traffic, and the medical post in Manang all work in your favor. However, that accessibility comes at a cost. This is one of the busiest trails in Nepal and feels far from remote. Alongside the constant flow of trekkers, you'll also be sharing the trail with dozens of mule trains, hauling exhausted, altitude-stricken zombies up and down the mountain. If solitude is what you're after, this is not the trek for you. Treks like Kopra Danda are far better short alternatives in the Annapurnas. The upside of all this? Accommodation is excellent. Despite the lack of real villages, the lodges in Shree, Kharka and Tilicho Base Camp are modern, comfortable and often offer hot showers and Wi-Fi. Culturally, the trek is limited. Aside from a small gompa and a few religious symbols near the lake, there is little everyday Himalayan life to experience. Where Tilicho truly stands out is the landscape, especially considering how little you have to actually hike to reach it. The dramatic rock formations, the icy walls of the Grand Barrière and the lake itself are among the most spectacular sights you can reach in just 2 to 3 days anywhere in Nepal. Whether that is worth dealing with the crowds, the mule traffic, the bumpy jeep rides and the altitude is something you'll have to decide. Once you factor in acclimatization and travel time, this short trek still adds up to about 6 or 7 days, which does put alternatives like the Annapurna Base Camp, Langtang or Cobra back into the conversation. We've covered all of those treks and many more right here on the channel, so take a look around to find the best trek for you. But first, it's back to Tilicho Base Camp and the question of whether we can make it back to Khangsar before dark.
Thank you so much for sticking with us throughout our ultra-short 2-day Tilicho Lake Trek. Please leave a thumbs up if you like these kind of videos, just to let us know, and also please post in the comments if you like this style of trekking. On a different note, the tips and tricks and ratings that you saw in the end, we have these kind of things for almost all popular treks in Nepal, so please feel free to browse our channel and subscribe for more traveling and trekking videos in Nepal. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next video.